Welcome to 22 Breakdown. We're here with another fascinating one. And of course, we're going to break it down. This topic today, are we inside a matrix? Are we living in a simulated matrix? Now that's a cold. Well, if we was living in a simulated matrix, we would know by these topics right here, which we are going to cover today. We would see a numerical system somehow. In fact, everywhere. It'd be a numerical system. We should see a conflict in the system. We should see scripts. I speak on scripts a lot. To be in the matrix, a simulated matrix, you would also need some type of a projection. Excuse me. And of course, you will need the electrodes, aka things like electricity, energy, power. So, from the 5 suggestions, have you seen or noticed any of the list? Well, we see a numerical system, but let's go in a little deeper. How far is the numerical system? Well, the entire system, no matter what language you speak of, not only does the numerical system and letters come from your DNA, but everything on the planet, plants, animals, humans, you name it, it has a breakdown of binary code. A binary code system. Binary code system is the 8-bit system where you see 1 0 1 1 0 1 1 0. You know, that is pretty much the mathematic code of life, period. The bush that you see, the trees you see, the rabbit, the cat, the fish, you, your cousin, your nephew, everything you see is broken down into the binary code. So, to actually see numerical systems everywhere, you do and you don't, because almost everything you see is, but at the same time, you don't see the numbers. 2, conflicts in the simulation. Conflicts, I'm going to break that down in 2 things of conflicts that I personally see and experience. 1, most of you guys on the planet, we all see it. It's called deja vu. We've all experienced it, whether we understand it or not. 2, another conflict would be something such as noticing similarities. Now, you are heavily preached upon to being crazy if you start noticing patterns. However, once again, I really reiterate that people that see patterns or called crazy has been well proven to be way above their time. Now, when I say patterns or similarities, I'm saying things like, let me give you a good example. Something like it ain't exactly deja vu, but you can pretty much call it You can pre-call it. For instance, some people say sports is script. I've seen enough to know for a fact that it is. I have no doubt, no question. I have no doubt that if I took $100 and betted only $1, I have no problem betting $1, then betting $1, and then betting $1. I have no problem betting the whole $100 at $1. I'm gonna tell you why. I've seen enough that I fear not that I would ever lose, knowing that I'm not gonna win every last one, but I know I'm gonna win enough. I've seen enough to know I'm going to win over 90% of the games because I've called them. It's a system. It's a system. You have to kind of understand the numerology, alphanumerical systems, and gematria in order to understand what I'm saying with that. But through that is a way that you can see a conflict. Just natural how everything is mathematical is also another way you can see a conflict. No, this one is understanding the process and the meaning behind all these large sculptures around the world, these pyramids, Pumapunka Mountain, and all these other things, these magnificent buildings that inspired Congress buildings. To understand the ideology behind all of that, the energy and the process of it, that would be also a conflict. A mathematical breakdown beyond belief. You want to know some mathematical breakdowns? Go and mess with them pyramids. Man, anything that they can't figure out now, at least they telling you they can't. Okay, so we definitely we see the conflicts. So 3, scripts. I mean, come on, man. You brought up and raised off of scriptures. Right now, you're holding a device that only run off of a scripting language. Or you're sitting down typing in front of a device that only operate off of scripting languages. That's up and down, left and right, no ifs, ands, or buts. The scripts is there. Now you would need projection. Well, if you really think about it, if you think of a dome, you can think of glass. If you think of stars, moon, sun, you can see projection. You can see how their energy, as far as the lighting, the transformation. Maybe it would take engineers, maybe even people into computer or even into graphic artists can understand what I'm saying. If you happens to know one and can get a better understanding more in detail, sit down with them, and I'm sure that they can sit there and very much show you, especially a graphic artist, believe it or not, because they see layers when they do a lot of work. When we do a lot of work doing graphic, I'm a graphic artist myself, so I know exactly what I'm talking about. You learn about layers. And you learn about it very strong when you start doing animation. You understand, because layers is so important in graphic work. I mean, incredibly important. So when you come outside, you're turning around and you're looking at and viewing things totally different than the cat standing next to you. They just seeing a beautiful day. You seeing a beautiful day full of layers. You seeing the clouds, you seeing layers. You're not seeing what everybody else is seeing. You're seeing and understanding how the process of Xerox, and a lot of people that work on and clean Xerox machines, what you have to learn just to clean the Xerox machine. I mean, you can probably understand what I'm talking about also. If you take your cell phone right now and lay it down on his back, that's pretty much the description of the dome, and with the glass dome and the earth and everything about. It really is. Now, let's move on to 5, the electrodes. You see the electrodes. You see the things like energy. That's anything from you getting up, going, jumping in your car, putting gas in your car. That's energy to put gas in your car. You using energy to do these things, to get the work, to make things happen. It's energy all around you all day long, whether if it's good or negative. There's energy around you all day long. And as you see, it works in form of good, negative, and ground. Whether that ground is leaning towards the good or the bad, it doesn't matter. It is still there and supposedly to conduct business. But we see all of these things happening. We see the numerical system, conflicts, scripts, projection, and the electrodes. What else would it take to understand or to see that there's a high possibility that we're in the matrix? Think about that. Everything points towards a high possibility that we're living in a matrix, which makes sense. Wouldn't it make sense for God to say, this Satan, I'm not going to go through this again. I'm going to build this masterpiece, and I'm going to let them judge themselves throughout their own life period. And at the end, that's going to let me know who I can be entrusted with, who I can actually find worthy, who I can see that is going to really stand by me, or is going to fall for all this fake one-time stuff. You never know, but I know one thing: we gonna keep you on your toes. 22 breakdown, and we definitely will be back. Show some love, peace, honor, and respect to yourself. I guarantee you it'll spread to the next. We out here.